Hi everyone and welcome back to part 2 of my ranking, my top 37. So like I said before, I'm doing it in 3 separate videos. So I've given you my 37 to 25. I'll do a separate top 10 video, and now I'm going to carry on with my numbers 24 to 11, and it does change quite a lot. I'm always changing it around, and as usual, things can change after the live shows, so who knows, maybe my top 10 could be completely different after the final. We'll wait and see. I should probably get going because we've got quite a lot to talk about, and everything in the middle of this ranking I like. So every single song that I'm about to talk about, I like them all. So that's good because that tells me how much of a good year this is, so that's good. Okay, so my 24th place is Ukraine. Is it Torchy or Dvorchy? Still not entirely sure. Heart of Steel. And it was all the way back in December the national final took place, even before Albania. So yeah, it's been out for a while. They did have a slight revamp, but I don't think it really changed it that much. They put like one Ukrainian line in there. So I do like this. I think the problem we had with this when it won, or a lot of us had, and a reason why it might not be that popular, is because it's not what you'd expect from Ukraine. When you think of Ukrainian entries, we tend to love the ones that sound very Ukrainian, like Go A, Kalush Orchestra, and this is more like mainstream. So that might be why it's not that loved in the fandom, or just in general, not very popular. But it's fine that they've gone for something different. That's completely fine, and it is good. And I think this could actually do quite well. I don't think Ukraine are going to win and get a huge sympathy vote again. That's not going to happen. But I do think it could do quite well. Actually, I really liked the performance of the staging in Vigbia. It's performed really well, and I think it could be performed well again on the Liverpool stage. I quite like the introduction as well, that the start of the song is very dramatic and dark, and I like that. I think the verses are better than the chorus. I think the chorus is just a little bit boring, maybe. Number 23 is Estonia. It might not have been my personal winner of Eski Lowell, but I've really warmed to it. I've come around to it and it's growing on me. And I do like it now. And I think it stands out quite a lot, actually, because we haven't got that many ballads this year. Well, we have got ballads, but last year there were loads of ballads. It was a very ballad-heavy year last year. This year it's not really, and this is one of the few piano ballads that we've actually got, and I think that makes it stand up quite well. I think this and Italy are the main ballads of the year, really. So, it's good that we've got this, and it's a really nice ballad as well. Very powerful towards the end, especially. I like how it builds up towards the end. I like the phantom piano. Yeah, I mean, it's good. I think it could do quite well again, I think. I'm kind of thinking, could it have like a North Macedonia 2019 kind of moment? Well, not as much as that, but I do wonder if it could get some jury appreciation, definitely. Next up, I've got Lithuania, another song that's growing on me as well. I like this too, Monica with Stay. So first I thought, oh, it's a little bit basic, a little bit generic, there's nothing that special about it, but I'm appreciating it more now, definitely. I think it's performed really well. I like how it's almost like got a gospel feel to it with the backing singers with her. The chorus is the catchiest part, that do, 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 that's what makes it catchy and memorable. So I like that. I quite like, I don't know if they'll keep listing Liverpool, but in the national final, I quite like the imagery they had in the background, the symbols in the background, and the orange outfit and the orange and gold lighting. I like that. So yeah, this is good, and I think it probably could do it could qualify actually. I am starting to think now that it could qualify. I wasn't too sure before, but yeah, it's good. And next up, I've got Armenia Brunette, and this is something that's growing on me more and more. It's becoming like one of my most, the songs that's growing on me the most, along with Portugal. We'll get to that in a minute. Yeah, this at first I was not sure at all. I thought, a bit underwhelming. I thought at first. I've given it more time and I've listened to it more, and it's growing on me. What I like about this is the rap, or what can you call it, rap or spoken word? Yeah, maybe a rap in the middle. I really like that. It's quite like dark and alternative, creative, and yeah, I'm starting to like it now. I really am. So we've reached the top 20 now, and my 20th place is Blanca Paloma from Spain. And this is really interesting because I've got a lot of mixed opinions on this, because there's a difference, I think, quite a big difference between the live performance and the studio version. Because the live performance I love. At Benidorm Fest, she's done it in Barcelona, the pre-party as well. She sounded great there. But I really liked that Benidorm Fest live performance. I hope they can somehow take that stage into Liverpool and keep it the same or very similar. I think this is the type of thing, it's all about the visuals. It's the type of thing that you want to watch, but I don't really choose to listen to it. The studio version, I have listened to it. It doesn't do it justice. It's just not the same in the studio version. It's all about the live performance. It's something that you need to watch rather than listen to. Even in the studio version, in the live performance, she does that really long note at the end, right at the end, where she's raising her arm and then she finishes, the camera's on her hand. But that long note isn't really in the studio version. It doesn't really come across in the same way. So that's why I don't want to rank it any higher, because I like to enjoy both a live performance and listen to the studio version. So that's why, even though this is a big favourite, I'm kind of in sort of like two minds about it. Like, I don't really choose to listen to it, but I can't deny that watching it, it's really good live. So yeah, basically I think it's better live. And maybe afterwards I'll have it even higher after the final. We'll wait and see. So number 19 for me is another big five country. It's France, Évidemment by Lazara. I think a lot of people would have this higher than I do. It's very popular with some people. I've seen it in a lot of people's top tens. I like it. I do. I was hoping I'd like it a bit more than I do. It's kind of like, I don't love it, I don't dislike it. I'm putting it right in the middle for me. It's very, very French sounding. I do like how it sort of changes from like classy and elegant to a little bit of disco. So it's quite interesting. Very hard to predict how well it could do. Like, I can see it doing very, very well, but then also not, and getting like 15th place or something. It's really hard to predict. I suppose staging will play a part in it. So yeah, it's kind of like, I don't always want to listen to it, but when I do, I enjoy it. And maybe again later on I might move it up higher. My number 18 is Portugal, Mimicat, and like I mentioned before briefly, I think this could be the song that's grown on me the most. Yeah, I think it is actually. I like this a lot. It's really fun, and I like how it's a little bit different for Portugal. You know, they're used to sending really mellow stuff, which I do like. Like, I loved Mauro from last year. That was like my favourite Portuguese song ever. But this is a little bit different. It's more upbeat, which is good for a change. Very sort of like cabaret burlesque with a bit of flamenco as well. Very traditional, and I like that. I like how it's really fast. Well, it's slow at times, but then it speeds up a lot. And I like how it gets slower, but then it speeds up again with the whole da 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 da. I like that. And she's got a great voice as well, you know, those high notes at the end. I like the dancing, I like the outfits, the whole black, pink, and red theme. I like it. This is fun. My number 17 is Slovenia, Joker Out. This has grown off me just a tiny little bit. I've pushed it down a bit, I think because it came out at the start of February, I think, and then since then, a lot of other songs have come out which I like more, so I just had to push this down a little bit. But I still like it, and I still think it's Slovenia's best entry, if not for a long time, maybe like ever. It could get their best result, like ever. It's a really good effort from them, and the band themselves are really good performers. They perform it well, but also I think they're good representatives. I've been following them on social media, and I like how involved they are with the contest. They seem to be really, you know, getting involved in the experience and making the most out of it. So I think they're good representatives. I like the live performance that they did with the whole crowd around them. It could work out well if they did something like that in Liverpool, if they could. And I like, well, the chorus is really catchy. I think that's my favourite bit. Yeah, it's very impressive from Slovenia. I think it's their best, if not in a very long time. It could get their best result ever, maybe. But now I'm trying to think of what their best result actually is. Like, have they ever got a top 10 before, Slovenia? I can't think, actually. Maybe they have. Maybe I've forgotten about something that did really well, but it's definitely one of their best, at least. Next up, I've got Denmark, Riley. There's a lot of people that really don't like this, but I do. I honestly really do. I think the reason why is because when you listen to it with headphones in and the volume turned up, it just sounds so good. Like the production, the beat, it's just really pleasing to listen to with headphones in, especially. I think I said this in my reaction video a while ago. It actually makes me think a little bit of the 1975, and that might sound a little bit of an odd comparison, but some of this stuff does sound a little bit like this. I really do think that. So, yeah, that might be another reason why I like it. I also think it's quite good for Denmark because compared to the other recent entries, it's quite modern and quite current for them. So yeah, I can see why people don't like it. The whole like vocal effect thing in the chorus, I'm getting used to that now. I've sort of like got over that now. But he actually sounds quite good live as well because he's been doing some pre-parties recently, or maybe like one or two, and he actually sounds good. Like he does perform it well live, and yeah, I think it's catchy. You know, it's not my favourite, probably won't do that well, but I do like it. My number 15 is Israel Noah Carell with Unicorn. I like this as well. Again, like I said, everything in this ranking that I'm doing now, I like. Yeah, so this is really catchy. there's things I don't like. So I'll start with what I like. Well, I mean, like most of it. I really like the feminine thing and the choreography as well. Some people I think don't like that, but I actually do quite like that. I really like her voice in the chorus and how there's like violins in the background. What I don't like is towards the end, there's a dance break, and I think it just sounds a little bit disconnected, a bit disjointed. It's almost like when they were making the song, they didn't know what to do at the end, so they just thought, oh, should we just put this dance break thing at the end? So that last like 30 seconds, I think, is my least favourite bit of the song, but I really like the rest of it, and this could do quite well as well. And I'm sure that Noah is a good performer because she is quite well established. My number 14 is Malta. This is actually quite refreshing for Malta as well because they've been sending female solo artists for like 7 or 8 years. So this is quite different for them actually, and it's a lot of fun. It's very funky. I think it's another example of something where I prefer the verse to the chorus. The chorus, it does get a bit repetitive, especially towards the end, like it just sort of keeps going. But the verses I find really catchy and funky. I like this whole concept of being an introvert and making your own party. At least I think that's what they're trying to say. I could be wrong. That's how I see it anyway. It's very colourful, very uplifting, and yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Let's hope they can qualify. I honestly don't know if they can. I don't know, but it would be nice if they could. My number 13 is Look Black from Serbia. Hello. I've actually moved this up even more. Like literally just before filming this video, I moved it up like 4 or 5 places. So yeah, this is climbing even higher for me. I really like this. I like the whole creative concept with the staging, the whole storytelling, the video game influences. It's very unique, very different. The music actually makes me think a little bit of Hatari from Iceland 2019, a little bit of Megara from Benidorm Fest as well. So yeah, I like the whole creativity of this one. And then number 12, I've got Belgium, Gustav. This is another interesting one because it's a journey that I've been on with this song, a journey that changed very quickly. So I remember back in the national final, all the way back in January, when this won, it was not popular. It wasn't the favourite to win. People were not happy about it winning, and neither was I, really. And then, literally, like the day after the national final, I listened to the song on Spotify. I watched the performance back again, and suddenly I loved it. I realised, oh wait, I actually like this. Like, I don't hate this at all. And ever since then, I've just continued to enjoy it. I really do. And he was at Benidorm Fest, not Benidorm Fest, the Barcelona pre-party, not Benidorm. So he performed at the Barcelona pre-party and he actually sounded really good. Like his vocals were so good and it made me like it even more. So yeah, this song is just so much fun for me. Like the chorus is so catchy. It's just so addictive. Yeah, it might be a bit cheesy, has a bit of like a 90s feel to it, maybe even 80s. But I can't deny the fact that I actually really enjoy this. Having it as 12th place, it might sound a little bit too high. And when I think of it, maybe it is. Maybe I should move it down a little bit. But, I still really like it. I can still picture it, first of all, qualifying. I can picture it qualifying definitely, and opening the final is something that I can really imagine this song doing. It just seems like a perfect opener to a final. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I can say Belgium, I have forgiven you from the national final result, and I actually really like this. I think it's fun. So we've arrived at number 11, so just outside my top 10. Now, this for me is something that I want in my top 10, but it's just really hard when you know that you can't have it in the top 10. Like, there's about 15 songs that you want in a top 10, but you physically can't fit them in. So for me, number 11 is Australia, Voyager. But honestly, I do want to move this up even more, but it would mean moving things down out of my top 10. But who knows, maybe I will do that. Eventually, maybe it could change. But yeah, for now, it is Voyager from Australia. It's so good to have them at Eurovision, because last year they were in the national final for Australia. They came second behind Sheldon Riley. And I actually really liked their song Dreamer in that national final, and it was my favourite to win that national final, but it was really close, but it didn't. So that's why it's really good to have them back now, a year later, with another really good song. I think from all the bands that we have, this is one of my favourite, I think, especially like the rock bands. And actually, I think I've said this before, I think it's one of Australia's best ever entries, and definitely one of my personal favourite Australian entries. I really like in the second half of the song, or like towards the end, like the final minute, it really builds up. You've got like that heavy metal breakdown, and then you've got the electronic keyboards, and then you've got that really long note and that big finish at the end. I really like that. I think that's really impactful and powerful. Can't wait to see it live. I think it'll be really good live, and it should definitely qualify. There's no reason why it shouldn't qualify. But yeah, I think this is a really good move for Australia. Really good entry. So there we go. That is the second big chunk of my ranking. Might not be completely final. You know, things can change. Even like after filming this video, like tomorrow, some of it might have changed. I might have moved something down or something up. It never really stays the same completely, but it is my ranking as of right now. So looking forward to sharing my top 10 with you all. I mean, you can probably work out what's in my top 10 from the songs that I haven't mentioned, but you don't know what order they're in. So looking forward to sharing that with you. But for now, thank you for watching this part of my ranking. Let me know if you share any of these placements or opinions, if you're surprised, if you think that things are very high or too low. Even, is it similar to your ranking? Let me know, share your comments below, and I will see you soon for my top 10 video. Looking forward to it. So see you then, take care.